Hello again, this is Joe Roberts with a continuation of my tutorials on the Technopack. Right now I'm going to discuss a topic, project tables, basically a simpler way of automating large quantities of crafting so you don't have to put things on the crafting grid yourself. If you notice, my whole setup has quite a few machines running, and those machines all require power. And right now I've got two LV solars, which took me a while to make, but mostly what I'm doing is I'm running it off geothermal generators because I have an infinite source of lava buckets. But the problem with these geothermal generators is that you have to actually fill them up manually, fill them up from hand. Extremely annoying and tedious, and I mean, you get the concept. It takes forever. So what you want to do is you want to kind of automate this process, and the simple way of automating that process is getting you solars. The problem with that is that solars take freaking forever to make. A single solar only produces 1 EU per tick, which means you need an LV solar just to produce 8. So those two LV solars are producing 16, which is not enough to power all of my machines. I have to keep running it off, going over to that geothermal and plugging everything in. What I really need is an MV solar too. So let's just make an MV solar. I'll run you through how to do it. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Whoops. 10. 10 of those. A lot of wire. Just a ridiculous amount of wire. You see, you need 13 wire to make a single solar. And if we're creating an MV solar, we need a full stack of solars. That is a lot of wire. That's a lot of rubber. That's a lot of refined iron. That's why we made that machine before we moved on to this thing on the project tables, because it would take forever otherwise. Redstone. But even so, I mean, you notice I'm having to fill all of these in manually. It's taking quite a bit of time, right? One stack of circuits, but you need a second stack of circuits. Plus a stack of batteries. Yeah, it's taking forever. See, and there's my second stack of batteries. And that's not even counting the more wire I need for making the batteries. That's taking forever. That's boring. Let's get rid of that. Throw everything into that chest over there. So, what we need to do, because there are 7 things you need to make a solar. You need to make wire, lots of wire, actually 3 recipes of wire, circuits, 2 recipes of circuits, 4 recipes of batteries, although to be fair, you can put them all into one crafting grid, machine blocks, furnaces, generators, and then the solars themselves, not to mention the LV transformers that you would need to turn them into an LV solar or an MV solar. So, what we're going to do is we're going to use these. They're called project tables. Incredibly useful little creations. There we go. Now see what this project table is. It has this grid right here, and it has these grids, these spaces for items. So what we're going to do, we're going to go over here, we're going to grab a bunch of wire, or a bunch of rubber, sorry, and then we're going to go over here and we're going to grab a bunch of copper. Probably more copper than we needed. So what you do now is that you make a wire. And see that right there? Excuse me just a second. So now when you shift click on the wire, on this wire here, it's going to create a stack of that in your inventory. One stack, using the materials from this grid. So if you notice, real simple to make more, because all you're doing is that, basically. And for this, I need 13 stacks of wire, which is quite simple. It's just, there we go, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. Boom, 13 wire. Simple, no? That's very simple. Incredibly simple. Simplest thing in the world. Excuse me, I'm going to get rid of all of this. So, then what you need is you need circuits. So, make a circuit. And let's see here. For a circuit, you need refined iron. Lots of refined iron. Whoops. And then you need redstone. And so then just continue making the circuit. And there you go, 1 stack of circuits. Easiest thing in the world. And there, 2 stacks of circuits. Isn't that simple? Isn't that just the simplest thing in the world? And if you wanted to make more, you just add more wire in there, and then boom, you instantly have more circuits. Next, machine blocks. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, or 8, sorry. And there you go, machine block. Then you go over here, grab as much iron as can fit in your inventory, throw it in there, boom, stack of machine blocks. That's simple. Boom, 2 stacks of machine blocks. Now I don't have to fill out the crafting grid at all. It's just, shift click and boom, you have a stack of machine blocks. Next, batteries. For this we need tin and redstone, and then more wire. Actually, I'm going to need more wire. So what I do, I make more wire. That's simple. And then over here we go battery. And then, since 16 per recipe, 1, 2, 3, 4. Wasn't that simple? Wasn't that just the easiest thing ever? Then over here we get furnaces. So for this we need cobblestone. And then, isn't that simple? Boom, stack of furnaces. Then over here, generators. There you go. Actually, for this one I'm going to make that fill out the crafting grid. And then over here, finally, actually make the solar. For this we're going to need coal dust. And then we're going to need glass. More glass than I need. And then just fill out everything in the crafting grid. Boom. Oh, excuse me. Boom. There you go. 63 solars. And there's 64. Wasn't that simple? That was the easiest way in the world to make 64 solars. And then all you need to do is just throw in an LV transformer, throw in an MV transformer, but making a stack of solars is literally that easy. I could make another one right now. Here, I'll make another one. And, excuse me. You see? Boom. 1 stack of circuits. Not enough. 2 stacks of circuits. That's simple. Batteries, machine blocks, I already have one. Batteries, throw that in there. Add copper, or tin, sorry. Redstone. You don't even need to worry about quantities. You just throw it into the table and it kind of takes care of itself. And there we go. 4 of those. Now, furnaces. Give me a sec here. I could have automated furnaces, but I didn't bother. I could have, made a crafting thing of furnaces, but I didn't, so. Oh, see? Oh, well, this is... and then, solars. And see, I'm missing something, so... What am I missing? I'm missing coal dust. So all you need to do, grab coal dust, throw it in here. Okay, this is a bad example because I'm wasting time filling out this crafting grid when the whole point of project tables is not filling out the crafting grid, but that's basically what it means. See, I just made 63 solars, and this crafting grid is still intact. Wasn't that just the simplest thing in the world? And now you can just totally make solars all day long and have MV solars coming out your ears. As long as you have the resources for it, actually crafting is going to take you a matter of seconds instead of, being the longest and most tedious part of the process. Um, I'll show in a later tutorial how you can automate even further past that, but for now, this is a great way to get your entire network up and running with as long as you have the resources. It won't take you hours to craft things. It'll do it in seconds. This is Joe Roberts. Leave me any questions in the comments. I'll see what I can do.